am. 20 dwarves, 20 dwarves. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. The red fox jumped over. Hey, good morning, everybody. Yeah, welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 19,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne McDonell. I will be your host today. Please ask questions because you're the boss. You will lead us down this journey we call Forex. I will share some of my 20 years of experience of trading. Also, I'm a businessman. So I address Forex as a business. I like to plan my trades in advance and measure what I'm doing so that I can always improve. Coolio. You have a nice weekend? I invite you to visit tradersway.com. Why? You're going to need a broker. They earn my loyalty and respect. Yeah, Traders Way earned my loyalty and respect. And I think it was about 7 or 8 years ago. Very cool. And so I say, hey, if you like what I do, if you like the tools I use, if you like the people I associate with, and you want to do something similar, well, give Traders Way an opportunity to earn your loyalty and respect like they did mine. So you visit tradersway.com, open up a demo account. Once you place some trades, you'll see fast execution speed, narrow spreads, wide swaps, world-class customer service, and certainly above average good-looking people. Tradersway.com. Alrighty, here we is, and is we here. Okay. Robin's in the crypto world for the first time. Yep. Milo says, hey, big week or huge week in front of us. Why? Because 20 central banks are making a decision this week? Or are you talking about something else? Guten Morgen, LIBOR. Okay, so what do we have here? Yen was weak, but then it's strong. Dollar was strong, but then it's weak. And CAD was strong, but now it's weak. And Swissy hasn't done a damn thing. Yeah, so pound, the reaction was Boris Johnson wants to shut down the economy. Somebody in the UK has died of Omicron. Something, right? Milos gives a 5. There's actually 20 this week if you Google them all. But yeah, the 5 big ones, right? Yeah. So anyways, the response, I guess, to a death in the UK of Omicron was pound strength. But what does that mean? It seems weird, right? You might say to yourself, oh my gosh, why would that happen? That's bad news. So why did something good happen to the pound? Well, you need to stop. Uh-oh, this might be an emergency. Hang on. You need to stop thinking up is bad. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Strength isn't good. It's not bad. You have to understand the why. So if you're British and you believe you're going to be caught in a lockdown again, you're going to need some pounds. So it comes home. Okay? So you bring it home. So anyways, very, very interesting times. Up, down, turnaround. Huh? Day after day after day. Day after day after day after day. Huh? No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Okay, So anyways, Aussie reflecting some sideways action. You know, China is trying to get its economy back in order. Once it does, you probably expect some Aussie strength. Okay, US dollar strong, therefore euro dollar, right, comes down. So you got euro weakness. Swissie's given back. CAD is given back. Looks like risk off, huh? Well, let's start with commodities and analyze them. All right, so what do we see here? Okay, looking at the smaller time frame being an hour, what we want to look for, okay, is that, and a little higher than that. It's weird, my dog came downstairs. Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Spying on me, creepy little thing. All right, okay. So really, it's interesting because, well, we have this uncertainty, and is Omicron going to get blah, 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 blah. You know that whole pitch. But the idea here is this is a swing sell. This is the swing buy. And this is the middle ground. Okay? In the middle ground here, a bull could buy it, but a bear wouldn't sell it. Okay? A bear would sell underneath coming up. Okay? So it's just kind of interesting. Technically, it's not really telling us anything. What we need to do is follow the fundamentals. The Iraqi oil minister said last night that their measurement of demand says the demand is strong. Okay? If you go back not too long ago, oil was at $63 a barrel, and here we are, you know, almost 73. Okay? So if you were fundamentally bullish on this, your plan A is probably setting up, although it's a disappointment because you would have done this on Friday as a Friday front run. So it's kind of disappointing that we're down here, and you know, a bear will be disappointed if if they don't get a lower low. So you kind of really have to play this for a little bit until it breaks one way or the other. One way or another, I'm going to break you. Okay? So a break low would look more like that. We got to get through this low, and then a bear would sell a lower high. So this would go down to $69.70 because, well, as I just explained, that's where a bull would buy. Then it would come back up, hit this roll reversal, and that's where the real bears would sell. So a bear would sell at this level, I don't know, it's 71 even, or a bear would sell at basically 73 even. Okay? A bull would buy and then hopefully get a break and then above. Okay? So this isn't helpful really for us to figure out macro because it's neutral. It's been neutral since Wednesday. Neutral since Wednesday. Can you think of anything else that's been neutral since Wednesday on a macro level? Okay. How about the yield on the 10-year? That's another great macro indicator. Okay, if yields are going up, let's say 1.5 and above, it indicates the stock market is likely rising. If the yields are falling 1.5 or below, so in this case this is below, it means people are buying bonds for some reason. Huh? Strange, isn't it? Why would you want to buy a bond? Risk. Huh? Risk. Okay. In this case, neutrality, which kind of shows like up here we were probably selling the dollar, then the dollar got strong, then the dollar got weak, then the dollar got strong, then the dollar got weak, then the dollar got strong. One of those weeks, right? William Sipes says, what are my expectations? You know, I think they're all well known. Right? So I don't think there's any guesswork going on. Okay? Bank of England's not going to raise interest rates. The Fed's going to announce a speed up in the taper. Bank of Japan's not going to raise interest rates. ECB's going to keep supporting their economy. Okay? The only thing we don't know for sure is actually how fast the Fed is going to cut the taper, but, you know, double the pace would be totally what's expected. So the only real news out of the Fed, for example, would be dot plots. So I'm launching an upgraded version of the FX Bootcamp website that hosts all the training videos, but also the live groups. And we're in the process of transitioning people and information over from one platform to the other. I thought once we can get all the crew back together, all the video members, all the swing trading group members, all the day trading group members, once we get everybody over there, on December 22nd, I'm planning on doing a webinar for the members that transitioned over to the new site, doing a 2022 outlook. I'm going to go through using fundamental analysis to help us build a model for 2022. And of course, I would host that on the 22nd. Isn't that cute? So anyways, look for some emails from me. Some of you guys have already received a few. I'm not trying to bother you, but I am trying to move from one platform to another. So day traders, I'm moving over there. The next one will be the swing traders, and then we'll get everyone that has purchased, obviously, the video memberships over the last year. Obviously, I'll unlock those for you. And then for those that bought the videos 3, 4, 5 years ago, I'm going to send you guys like a super ridiculously stupid, amazing, what do you want to call it, flash sale, and get you guys over there, because there's also quite a bit of new content. Right now at FX Bootcamp, there is 89 videos. 89. Now, a lot of websites, what they do is they have 5 to 10 minute long videos. No, these are like an hour. So I don't know. My guess now is we're pretty close to 60 hours worth of training videos. Maybe 50, let's say. But certainly more than the 35. Okay. Milos, did you do the macroeconomics one? See, the macroeconomics course is up on the new version of FX Bootcamp. And that one itself is probably 12 hours. It might be longer. It might be closer to 14. Okay? Okay. White Rock, that was a great course. Right on, White. Hey, have I answered your questions yet? Yeah, I think so, right? You needed the files. Yeah, I just let me get to that. I need some time. Right. I'll work on it today. Maybe it'll be today. Maybe it'll be a week from now. But we'll get it all taken care of. Yeah. Okay. So you did the fundamental one. The macroeconomic one is pretty intense. Anyway, so all that's good news. All that's good news. All right. So, anyways, look at this. This shows a sideways. Dollar up, dollar down, dollar up, dollar down, dollar up, dollar down. Okay. No, I'll have most of you guys roll over and essentially set it up again. Not in all cases, but in most cases. Where's the new website? I can't tell you yet, so you have to check your email. So right now I'm moving over day traders. Okay, cool. Oh, and just a heads up to those that are maybe swing traders and want to upgrade to day trading. Starting January 1st, we're meeting twice a day. Twice a day. And the price has stayed the same. I doubled the value and left the price the same. You're welcome. Okay, so anyways, WTI sideways, 10-year T-note sideways. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, look at gold, huh? Man, I've been harsh on gold lately. It's interesting, huh? Like if you really zoom in, look at what's happened the last 2 weeks, huh? Right on, JR. And Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin, you might look at this time frame and say, what's going on with Bitcoin? We got to 49 and then, but it was just 48 and then it was 49 again. What's going on? And then you look at this and you say, oh, did we bottom out on the November target? And that's true. So here's the information you need. This is the sell. Okay. So in fact, let me put it here. This is the sell, a little bit more specifically, let's say this line, and this is the buy. Okay? And the trend, okay, the market is technically bearish. So one way you might want to look at this, I mean, at least this is how I filter everything with my mind's eye, as I say in my book. Okay. By the way, did you notice this new feature on MetaTrader? How you can dynamically erase all your charts? It's cool, man. It's really neat. Okay. So I just kind of look at it that way. That's kind of where we're stuck. Okay, neat, right? That's all there is. So we're kind of in this wedge, if you want to look at it that way. Okay. That's all I see is this no lower low, lower high. No lower low, lower high. And if this maintains this trend, right, then it drops below and maintains its move down. Yeah, that's right, Harvey. You can improve your trading with this tool, right? Yeah, just change the channels. Everybody's, how do I do that? Guys, that was just me drawing with a white marker. So anyway, what we have here is this old plan. If you're a bull, if you're a bull trying to set up a double bottom, okay, you had a Friday front run, and the idea was it could bust up, come down, bust up, come down, bust up, okay? Okay, so that doesn't say risk on either. Oil's neutral, crypto is bearish, gold is neutral. Gold hasn't done it. Gold isn't even a variable. I know a lot of you guys really get upset with that because you really like gold, but as an asset class, it's way underperformed other assets that you had opportunities to trade. Yeah. There's a story about a philosophy class at Harvard where all the students were piling into the room to do their final examination, and the professor was just sitting at the desk or the table on the stage, sitting there just waiting, didn't move, didn't speak. The students are all piling in, and then bing, class starts. The room goes quiet, the professor stands up, and you can hear the sliding of the chair reverberate across the auditorium, right? And he places the chair on top of the table. And he walks to the blackboard and he writes, "Does this chair exist?" Well, everyone leans forward and they start writing. And one kid, he's done it. No, wait, that wasn't the question. It was prove this chair exists. So everyone is writing their philosophy papers, quoting this reading, quoting that reading. And one student, all he did was he wrote something on his paper. He was done in 5 seconds. Walked all the way down the steps and handed it to the professor and walked out. And the professor was curious, how could this student be done so quickly? And he goes over to the piece of paper and it says, "What chair?" So what is gold, right? Right now, the new website is essentially invitation only, but you can email me, Wade at Fxbootcamp. I've been focused on the day traders, and today I'm going to focus on the swing traders and get that set up. And then after that, for those that are video members only, I'm going to get all that set up, and then I'm going to transition over. But Jim, even if he's in the swing trading group, I can get that taken care of, right? So we got to get everybody on board. The other thing is for those that are renewing their day trading membership, which includes day trading twice a day, swing trading once a week, and unlocking all the videos, including the macroeconomics course. Those that renew now, not only do they save $100, but I'm going to do the Fed meeting on Wednesday with the day trading group. So again, I'm trying to throw out all this love to get you to act. So you get twice as much, save $100, and I'm doing day trading all this week. So, yeah. Okay. Greg, it's $12,000, but it's well worth it. Everybody says it's well worth it. I want to take a look at exotics and see. Okay. That's right, your customer. It's a new site. Your old information wouldn't work on something new. That's right. Okay. Cool. So, what do we have here? Meta, it will probably expire this week, but everything is technically over. I'll most likely do the swing trading group this week anyways, but we're through prime time of December going into holidays. So we're at that point where it's a good time to transition over. So yeah, I might roll it over then maybe Friday or something. All right, so anyways, South African Rand, what do we know? Well, we know they're highly sensitive to yields in the United States. And last week we had a ripper awesome sell and hit target almost perfectly, but quite close. But we can also see inside of that, okay, that's a weekly swing. But inside of the monthly position setup, it went from the bearish zone to a neutral zone to a bearish zone to a neutral zone. And we're just sort of farting around. But isn't that what the 10-year T-note is doing as well? That's interesting, isn't it? Sort of a substitute for the 10-year T-note. So if we get yields up on the 10-year above 1.5, that's a real risk-on scenario. And what we've seen in the past is that would put us down this way. Now the question is that Rand strength or dollar weakness? Plausibly both. But that's what we want to look at. Okay? Okay, that's what we want to look at. Yields up, USD Rand down. Yields up, dollar down. Now keep in mind, countries like South Africa might be in a situation where they'll need to raise interest rates to compete with the rising yields and rates in the United States. Okay. So anyways, so this is telling us something might be neutral. Going to our peso, this is better, and we've talked about it a lot, but again, this is my nearshoring idea. Okay, and this is improving quite well, isn't it? Nice little trend, moving in the risk-on direction. Money moving from the United States to Mexico. Again, nearshoring as the Asian supply chain is challenged. Corporations are looking at risk management opportunities and having some of the production or assembly done closer to home is a really good strategy. So if you can if you can have some assembly done in Tijuana instead of Taiwan, less risk for supply chain, right? Cool. So that's doing really, really well. And that's more of a risk on play. So you can see South Africa is not in the same position. It's much, much farther away and much more vulnerable to some of those risks that businesses are currently facing. Okay, let's do some currencies. Now, the first thing to pay attention to is strong versus weak. I'd like to see yen come down. I'd like to see dollar come down, and that's happening. So let's start and see where we are in that process. Okay. Euro yen here. Okay. We've been moving around this 28 for a long time. Okay. Look how neutral the 21.55 is. Amazing, huh? Truly amazing. Elm, I leave the ads there because I'm hoping YouTube decides to promote our channel because they make money. How do you tell if it's strong? Well, I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by strong, but philosophically, it just is. So you don't, there's no, I mean, I suppose there's different ways, but I'm not sure if you're asking that type of question, but it's more of a measurement of behavior, okay? A bull would buy down here, and a bear would sell up here. Okay? So it's not maybe how strong or weak, it's just what do you do? Okay? Now maybe one other way, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times. It just, what this means is we're range bound. There's no trend. Now the sucker punch to all of this is the breakout and then pull back and then we're stuck here again. What was supposed to happen in, let's say, a normal world is this, okay? So up 100 pips, down 100 pips in 24 hours is quite unusual, okay? Now, swing trading is another way of looking at this, and a swing trader would buy here and exit here. A day trader, for example, would buy here and exit here, buy here, exit here, buy here, exit here, okay? Buy here and lose money. Okay? So I don't know about the strong versus weak philosophy of support, but you should understand price action and pivot points are also a leading indicator. You have price action as a leading indicator, but also pivot points. And what it's saying is if you're a bull, okay, you're buying down in this zone and you're targeting way up here actually. Okay? Way up here. So it comes down to then your interpretation. Not only is this support, but it's important support. And that might be what you mean by how strong support and resistance is, or right? Well, it's not how strong, it's how important. Okay? So you have to know where bulls would buy, where bears would sell. And that would help you understand the support and resistance. But again, strong is typically not the right way to describe it in its importance. The green boxes are areas in an uptrend in which a bull would consider buying for a day trade. Yes, White Rock. So White Rock, now that you're in the new website, you can go through the swing trading course and the day trading course, and it would outline all of that. Okay. But it's not as simple as you buy in the green box. Okay. Obviously, if it was that simple, we'd all be billionaires by now, right? So it's more like if you're a bull and you measure the market as being bullish as well, those would be day trades. Yeah. Those would be suggested buy zones. Okay. Yeah, no, I know. How long to the probably the end of the year? I don't know. Okay. Okay. So, for example, the basis of a strategy could be something like this. Let me clear that out. Let me do it a little fatter. And let me do this dark. Okay. This could be the general basis for your strategy in the month of December. So why my book is called Strategic and Tactical Forex Trading. If that's your planned strategy, and by the way, that makes a ton of sense. Do we buy now? No, but you're ready to observe a bullish reversal, correct? Okay. This says bearish. Vodka. Okay. So what I'm suggesting is, well, if it's bearish, but you're a bull, what are you doing? You're waiting. Yeah. You're waiting. But if, okay, so it's if you get a bullish reversal, then you get ready to engage. Okay? Well, that's unacceptable, Vodka, and I really expected more from you. Sometimes I don't even understand who you are anymore. And I find it a little hurtful and a whole lot offensive. Okay. Cool. So my concern, if not fear, it's not fear. Well, I suppose it's a type of fear. I fear we run out of time in December. And I really don't get an opportunity to, mop up November kind of thing. But you have to look at it on the long haul. LIBOR says, can I observe a daily setup? Well, here's what you do. Okay, oops. Yeah, so you want a little more meat on the bone? Sure, I'll give you meat on the bone. Okay. We're at a 50% Fibonacci retracement of the move. That means we're in a sweet spot for bullishness. So there are a bajillion different ways that you can measure a bullish reversal. The easiest one is 2155 cross up. Okay. Second one, once that happens and you start buying dips. That's one way, LIBOR. Second one, JK Market says, Wayne, do you think the CAD will be strong and why? Okay, we're under global pressures of inflation. What does that mean? Asset prices go up and commodities go up. Canada sells commodities. As far as I know, as prices go up and down for these commodities, it costs the same to suck the oil out of the ground or dig the nickel out of the ground or cut down a tree. You're going to harvest the wheat whether prices are high or low. Okay? So these commodity producers are generally not market makers, but price takers. They just take the price. So in this case, Canada has nickel, it has gold, it has diamonds, it has wheat, it has barley, it has timber, it has beef, it has everything, man, including oil, right? Nat gas. So if those prices are high, and I expect them to remain high, then I would expect Canada to benefit greatly. Okay? So a fracker used to need about $40 a barrel to break even. Then it went to 50. Now it's closer to 70 in my analysis. $70 a barrel just to break even. So oil frackers in the United States are not going to produce oil until it's consistently over 70. So you think about that, the cost of production. But I know there's an oil well on the border between Saskatchewan and Alberta in a town, I guess you can call it a city called Lloydminster. It starts with two L's, by the way, L-L-O-Y-D. All right, anyways, outside there's an oil facility that's been there for decades, and it's been depreciated to the point that it costs like $3 a barrel to produce the oil. Something like that. If it's not 3, it's 13, whatever. But it's just so cheap because everything's been paid for. Everything's been automated. There's just one person there. And their job is, if the place catches on fire and explodes, they hit this red button. That's their job. What do you do all day? You're like, do you remember Homer Simpson at the nuclear power plant? And he's just sitting there with his feet up on the control desk and like, there's nothing to do, right? There's just one dude there just in case. So the oil comes out of the ground, whether the oil is free, $30 a barrel, $60 a barrel, $90 a barrel, $120. Nothing changes for the production side because it's all been done and paid for. So, hey, wouldn't it be better to sell it for $100 a barrel than $50 a barrel? Yeah, so Canada would benefit from that kind of stuff. Okay. Willie says, I'm expecting yen strength. Well, that's a pure on risk off mode. So you might be in a part of the world where that feels more like a serious risk, like maybe now in the UK and such. Okay? But the issue with the strength is you have to be able to clearly articulate why you believe the flow of capital will go that way. And over the last 20 years, William, and again, I'm not saying you're wrong because this year could be different from the last 20, but money would be flowing the exact opposite of what you're expecting. So you have to be able to articulate why the river of money, the flow of money, would reverse. Okay? Now, the UK shutting down its economy I've showed you guys over multiple conversations that that can lead to capital appreciation because it does reverse the normal flow of capital. Suddenly everybody in the UK wants to go to cash. And a lot of those non-cash investments were in other markets besides the UK. So now they want to go to cash because they might, right? And that money flows back to the UK. Cool. Well, it got strong. Bad news created strength. That's why I said don't see strength and say good news. Up doesn't always mean good. Up could mean bad. Okay? So again, going back to that idea, William, is you need to be able to clearly articulate why the flow of capital would be the exact opposite of the flow that has happened every single year for 20 years. Okay? But see, dude, right? So anyways. JK says, when you want to engage, so you've made a strategic decision. Okay? So on what time frame do you look for the 21.55? I've already made that decision. So I wouldn't even look at those moving averages anymore because when you want to engage means you've made a strategic decision on market conditions. So I don't need market analysis anymore. Okay. Brinsley says to buy Christmas presents. I'm not sure if that was commenting on the yen strength, but again, there's been Christmas every year for the last 20 years, and that has made the yen weak this time of year, not strong. But I'm not sure if that's what you were commenting on. Oh, yeah. Cool, right? Cool beans. Let's take a look at Aussie Dog here. Okay, I'm going to drop into the 4Z, 4 hour. And we are technically bullish. Okay, but not making higher highs. So it looks like we're going neutral hard and fast. And this brings a bit of a problem. We didn't have the volume. We didn't have the volatility. It's a little bit of a problem, but the bullish buy is down there and the bearish sell is here. So bears actually have a bit of an advantage here. The best crosses ever are the ones that do this. So to contrast what actually happened, that's where I feel like, oh my God, now we're going to make another trip down and son of a biatch. You know, now we're going to piss around with that and we kind of just lose the rest of December. Like, oh man. Okay. Okay. So son of a gun. Come on, this, it would have been better to have this just do this today. It would have been better to have London make a higher high, but then the UK messed everything up. Thank you, UK. Okay, so Boris said last night somebody in the UK died of Omicron, and that by tomorrow, right, by tomorrow evening, more people will have Omicron in the hospital than Delta, or something like that. Okay? Okay? William says we could be looking at USD CAD long on the daily, bounce up to 200. Well, first of all, 200 doesn't give you direction. And a 5A cross up. Maybe. So again, you're looking at things as risk off, which is fine. Okay. So set it up. Okay. let's go to the beast here. Okay, this is something we did with the swing trading group. And it's working aight. Can you see it? It's nice, huh? That's right, Brinsley. Absolutely correct. Fair market value. It acts as a final support and resistance. Well, what I say in my book is it's a target, but not an entry. So, like, I'm not going to disagree with your opinion, right? But if we're talking about technical analysis, the way I teach it, I don't know how anybody else trades, honestly. I have no idea how anybody else trades. But what my book says, based on my observations, years of observations, right? It's not like, I think a lot of people write a book because they read 5 or 6 other people's Forex books and then they write their own book and just rehash it. There were no books on Forex when I wrote my book, right? There were just a tiny few, but none of them focused on technical analysis like I did or fundamentals and stuff. So anyways, what I said is, when you get back to the 200, bulls and bears agree on the price. So I have no idea if it's going to go up or down. Okay. Delbeer says, really? So Delbeer, I took my family to the theater over the weekend. Right? We got all dressed up in nice clothes, went to a fancy restaurant. And then we went to the theater, and masks were required everywhere, including while you were seating. Okay? You had to have proof of vaccination. Yeah. You had to show your vaccination, right? And virtually everybody inside had their masks on. I mean, you had to have them to get in. A few people just refused once they got in, but whatever. Welcome to America. But most people wore masks. Okay. And it was A Christmas Carol, which is a great show, but it's one of those plays where, you know, people are bad because they're rich. And I'm so pro Scrooge. Like, I'm not joking. I'm pro Scrooge. I feel bad for Scrooge. I think it's unfair. And I'm not even joking. I'm totally... Because it all starts out where a guy has borrowed money from Scrooge. And he's a week late on paying him back. That's the contract. You make payments, and then on a certain day, you pay him back. So one of the first scenes is Scrooge approaches him, and he's like, hey, man, it's the 15th. And he's like, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Scrooge. I don't got your money. But I got some lame bullshit excuse. And, right? And so the Scrooge says to him, well, was I late on giving you the money? Was I delayed on giving you the money? You needed the money. You signed a contract with me. You said you'd pay interest and then you'd pay me back. Now you got problems, but like, dude, I lived up to my side of the contract. Dude, I gave you the money. And he's like, well, but next month, screw you, right? So he foreclosed on him. Like, and now he's bad because of that? Anyways, I get all mad. I'm like, dude. So anyways, I'm like, dude, you forfeited on your legal contract. So anyways, JK Market said, my question was on which time frame? Okay. Well, so to answer the first part of your question, it had to do with when you want to engage. Okay, 21.55 cross on the 4 hour is generally reliable. It's been difficult with this volatility of Omicron is gone, Omicron is back, Omicron is gone, Omicron is back, and yeah, we're getting squeezed down into the double bottom, and it could drop down if it doesn't, I mean, like right now it's being squeezed down. Okay. Thedo says, hey, everything you do, sir, has never changed. You study my book, which I wrote, 15 years ago? It's still the same thing. I love it. Yeah, right on. I'm sorry I haven't come up with a clever new strategy to sell you. Okay. So anyways, boop, 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 boop. Euro we did, Aussie we did, I think we did Kiwi or not. Let's try to figure this one out. Okay. And this one just sort of never followed through, and there's a few assumptions kind of built in here. But I want to show how tight and weird this is getting, where technically this is usually unusual, right? Where what we've had is there was a previous strong downward move. Then we kind of get back to the neutral zone. And now there's been no trend. And it's really, right? Okay. Kashif, what's happening is now we're tapering. That's the concern. Or not the concern, the impact of what's happening is the taper. Okay. So instead of asking me my opinion, which is, who cares about an opinion? It comes down to, what does the dollar do when rates go up? Ask that question. Do some research. Okay? And I know, right? So the dollar camp idea sounds opinionated to me, which is fine. But let me grab onto this to make a point. Okay? So I'm going to exaggerate for effect here, right? Instead of asking somebody for their opinion, especially some idiot on YouTube, okay? Ask that question, and I bet you within an hour of research of just looking at charts, going back in time, saying what happened the last time the Fed raised interest rates, what happened the time before the Fed raised interest rates, what happened the time before when the Fed raised interest rates, you will discover a pattern, and that would be now perhaps not your opinion, but your bias. Okay? So that'd be my advice for you. Okay? When did the Fed cut interest rates? Does anybody know? Peso's doing great. You did that research and found no correlation between dollar and rate? Oh, that would be weird. In the 90s. Yeah, okay, you could go back to the 90s for sure. Okay. So going back to 2019, cut, bigger cut, huge cut. So middle of 2019 and early 2020. How could we do this? Wonder if this would actually work. Okay. Okay. See that move? Okay. Then we got to March of 2020. Okay. So we're looking at this period here in general. And then this period here, Fed stops cutting rates. Okay. So the dollar got strong. Yeah, there's a dipsy-do in there. That's what happens. The markets. Okay. Okay. But we went from this level to, let's redo this. We went from this level, okay, $1 to this level, okay. You can see in that period, the dollar strengthened. Now you say, well, why did it top out here? Because people started to believe the Fed was not going to go negative. And then in here, the Fed said not negative. So this is a front run. This is the news. Okay? Okay? Now in here, this is where we start talking taper again, right? Okay. So, right? So you have to look at what happens when the Fed cuts. Okay. Well, it's not necessarily a, right? Like William says, the interest rates are directly proportional to the value of a currency. Well, no, not if you're a reserve currency. Okay. But I want you to think about the value of a reserve currency as something different from just a currency. Okay? So what I would rather you say is the value of the US dollar is indicative of global economic conditions. And when the world wants to buy US Treasuries, something bad is going on. Okay? Because, okay? So, let's do this. Let me add to this. By the way, I hope you click the like button because I'm about to drop knowledge on you that will take you to a whole other level of trading because so many people misunderstand this. Okay? Okay? Here's the value of the dollar 2017. All the way down to 2018. What happened to the dollar? Dollar fell. So, answer this. Don't guess. Don't think. You should just know what this chart says. Okay? In 2017, the dollar lost value. A lot of value. What does this chart say? Did interest rates rise or did interest rates fall in the United States? Don't look it up. Don't guess. Don't remember. Just look at this chart. I should be able to pick out any random year and say, you tell me what happened here. If you can't do that, then you're not skilled enough yet. Okay? So just look at this and tell me what happened. Did rates in the United States rise or fall? The dollar clearly tanked. Come on now, let's go. Come on, let's go. It's not a hard question. Look at that chart. Did interest rates rise or fall? Okay. March 2017, interest rates went up. June 2017, interest rates went up. December 2017, interest rates up. And even to end 2016, interest rates went up. So, looking at this period here, interest rates went up. Okay? Interest rates went up. Interest rates went up and interest rates went up, and the whole time the dollar lost value. And that's what I teach you. That's what I teach you. And yet so many people get that wrong. They don't understand. So you tell me, what's my bias if interest rates in the United States are about to go up? What would the Wayne do? I don't guess. Okay? Well, everyone that went through the FX Bootcamp training course knows that's solid. They know it's solid. Any boot camper gets that hardcore. Okay? And everybody else don't get it none. Okay? But notice also, I don't ask you about my opinion. I just want you to have factual research. Thank you, Maida. That's very kind. Thank you, Maida. Okay? Huh? So, boom. Join FX Bootcamp. or just stay in the dark as long as you want. Free country. Stock market's going to open soon. Kiwi is losing it. Pound giving back some. Aussie losing it. Euro trying to regain. No. Stop being wise, Robin. Robin, you're too smart. Just follow directions. Nobody wants wise. Yeah, the reason for it is the same. It should be the same. Okay? Clients are exposed to dollar. It's a reserve currency. Well, it's funny, Robin, when you go back to school as an adult, going back to university, hanging out with a bunch of 20-year-olds, the first thing you realize is you're too freaking smart and you want to think ahead and you want to control the situation. You want to be the boss. You want to be the professor. You want to be the dad. You want to be the principal. And one thing you learn right away is shut the up and just answer the freaking question. Well, it's a complicated question that could be A, B. Shut up and answer the freaking question. Right? So when I'm like, are rates going up or down? Someone's like, oh, sideways. Dude, answer the freaking question, right? So anyways. Right? Like, dude, I told you open an account in dollar. Well, wouldn't it be what? Dude, just, yeah, anyways. There you go. Yeah. Thedo says, love the work on the reserve currency. Love it. Good. Join FX Bootcamp. No, you don't have to be sorry. Join FX Bootcamp. Just do it. Join. No. You're like, I didn't know that. Okay? You didn't know it? No, you pay money, then you'll know. Okay? Now, here's the interesting thing. Right? Well, I suppose there's a lot of interesting things. But, yada, yada, yada. Whatever. I think I want to go. Got work to do today. So, again, I'm going to probably do a couple of things. I'm going to announce that anyone that joins the day trading group, not only will they save $100, not only will they get all this trading week included for no extra fees, okay? But also on Wednesday, for everyone that joins the day trading group, I'm also going to do the Fed meeting. Does anybody need that link? I might have it saved here, actually. I'm not even sure. I think this is it. Yeah. Does anybody need that link? This is it right here. So I'm going to send out an email. Yes, HH, that'll be pre-London. That'll be pre-London. Okay. So that's the link for the day trading group. Swing trading group, I'll roll you guys over. I'm going to work on that this week. And then also, I want to roll over everyone that's purchased FX Bootcamp training videos over the last year. I'll set your accounts up and I'll fire off links for you guys to recreate your passwords. Okay. And then for everyone that maybe several years ago had access to FX Bootcamp, I'm going to send you a ridiculous, nutso case, too good to pass up, really silly if you pass it up, rejoin offer. What do I mean roll over? There's the current site and there's the new site. So FX Bootcamp is in the process of upgrading. So I'm migrating the information from one to the other, and then it will be replaced and become FX Bootcamp again. Depending if you're in swing or in day or video only, right? There's only 3 membership guys. Okay, so I don't know, right? There's videos. Okay, you can call that level 1 if you want. Level 2 is the swing trading, which is a weekly group. And 3, there's day trading. So depending on which membership you are, I prioritize that first because it's the least amount of people. Then I'm going to take care of all my swing trading group because I love them. They're my sweet babies. And then 3 will get these guys taken care of. Okay. Right on, Russ. Yeah, okay. So I've sent, what, 4 emails now, your customer? So what you should do is re-up on the link I just posted. I'll do it again because day trading ended. Okay. So re-up here, and then I'll cancel your swing trading group membership. Okay. Now it's just 1 membership instead of you paying 2 separate fees. Okay. Yeah, and all that's all being folded into Gordon. Yeah. Coolio. Okay, cool. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Well, see, the thing is, day trading was a special one-time thing. People really wanted it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to clear out my schedule, and I did it. Then we went through it, and people are like, dude, you need to do this again. And I'm like, really? So anyways, yeah. Yeah. But now it's twice a day instead of once a day. You're welcome. All right, so if there's no other questions, just please visit tradersway.com. Please visit the FX Bootcamp secret link below. And I will be working on all of that. And so in January, you'll have the more resources ever to help you learn how to trade, not just successfully and profitably, but as you go through the value ladder of FX Bootcamp, if you will, 5 to 10 years from now, if you're still working with me, you will have, right, an institutional quality track record of success. And I honestly believe that there's no other place anywhere in this industry that will lead you down a path that will give you an institutional quality track record of success. They pitch you get rich quick and you make a lot of money and all that, but they don't teach you how to trade with an institutional outlook. Okay? Again, I went through the signal services copy type trades on MetaTrader. There's thousands and thousands and thousands. Not one is worth investing into. Not one has an institutional quality track record of success. Some are profitable, but they have no risk-adjusted returns that would attract any sophisticated investor. Not even one. And it's not even close. The top 5 best I could find are mediocre and don't even compensate the investor for the risk taken. So, I honestly don't believe there's another institution or another organization or another guru somewhere, because I don't think they even understand. I don't think they were venture capitalists in the past that understand these models. I don't think they worked on board of directors for nonprofit organizations with George Soros. I don't think they have, graduate degrees in finance from Harvard. They just don't understand these concepts. Okay. Yeah. So, cool. Well, that's built, so you can reach out and grab it whenever you want. Peace on earth. May the pips be